This Aries full moon is an invitation to apply the lessons you've learned over the last 18 months in order to pave a new path forward. And there's definitely this question emerging around the full moon of whether to fall back into those old patterns in the comfort zone or to tap into your inner courage in order to move forward. So, a warm welcome to anyone that is new here. Say hi below so I can welcome you into this space. And of course, if you've been with me on this journey for a while, say hi. I love to hear from you and how you are experiencing these energies. So, when I do these new and full moon videos, we're diving deep into the astrology. And I also share with you channeled guidance from the Akashic records and how you can work with this energy in the highest timeline possible for your healing, your expansion, the impact you are here to make in the world, the abundance you are here to experience. So if this resonates, be sure that you subscribe. If you receive benefit from today's video, give it a like and share it out so other people can benefit as well. So before we dive deeper into this full moon chart, I want to give context. This is so key with astrology. We don't want to look at anything in isolation. Really, with anything in life, we always want to have that larger context in which these energies are occurring. So with the recent lunar eclipse in Libra, we wrapped up an 18-month cycle where we've had eclipses primarily falling on the Aries Libra axes. And in that last video, I share with you some of the themes that were likely emerging for you over that time period that you can really reflect on in order to move forward. Now, this Aries full moon is not an eclipse, but it's falling in that same area of your chart that's really been in the spotlight over these past 18 months. But where Aries is this energy of trailblazing and moving forward, it's that opportunity to take the lessons you have learned and to move forward into that new chapter. So let's dive a little deeper. I'm going to share my screen here so you have a visual of these energies. So the full moon is over here at 24 degrees of Aries, opposing the sun at 24 degrees of Libra. So this opposition is always going to be in play when it is a full moon. And full moons, yes, they're about healing and releasing because everything feels amplified at the time of a full moon. Everything is heightened. So it's a beautiful opportunity to gain deeper insight into those patterns that may be at play in your life, but were hidden under the surface. They really come to light during a full moon. But another aspect of the full moon that a lot of astrologers overlook is the celebration piece. This is why for centuries people have gathered together to celebrate the full moon energy. And the reason I'm really bringing this up here, as you can see, it's a very dynamic chart. There is a lot going on. Celebration is key because otherwise you could get stuck in this energy of frustration, of not yet being where you want to be, not maybe achieving certain goals you wanted to achieve. And that energy of frustration could feel very overwhelming. So I definitely encourage you at this time to look at things you can celebrate in your life. And we do have to train our mind to do that because the default is to look for things we want to improve. And it's not about gaslighting ourselves and not honoring what we're really feeling, but it's being honest about, is there a pattern in our life of never quite being satisfied or thinking that things need to change externally for us to feel a certain way, when really it's always been about cultivating that internally and doing that inner work. So what can you celebrate specifically related to this Aries archetype? Courage, confidence, taking action, being the trailblazer, and reflecting on these last 18 months. How has your confidence grown? What have you achieved? Find examples of those things in your life that are wins, and I invite you to share them below so I can celebrate with you and amplify that energy. What we amplify in our world, we see more of. So what are you amplifying? What isn't working? What you're not happy with? Or what you are grateful for? What is working? Now let's go a little deeper with this full moon here. We have Eris exactly conjunct 24 degrees this full moon. So Eris is a dwarf planet. And it really brings this energy of the warrior archetype, the warrioress. And This has been like one of my favorite kind of messages, phrases for years now. And I feel this Aries energy, especially conjunct Eris, really captures that. So I'm going to share it with you. I am greater than any obstacle that comes my way. I will forever and always rise up. Greater than any obstacle that comes my way. I will forever and always rise up. That's the energy of this full moon conjunct Eris. Where are you making obstacles or challenges in your life bigger than you? This is a call to reclaim that power. Remember who you are. If we make these obstacles and challenges bigger than us, then we feel very overwhelmed. There's this term in psychology. I have a background in psychology. If you've been with me a while, you know I've referenced this. I have a master's in psychology. And there's this term they use called learned helplessness, which is basically we're in a place in our life where we feel like we've tried different things and yet nothing changes. We can develop learned helplessness, this idea that no matter what I do, nothing changes. This full moon is a reminder of the strength you have to create change, and that what happened in the past is not a reflection of what is really possible for you or who you are. It was simply an experience. So our mind is a data bank of the past. It will look to the past to determine who we are, what is possible for the future. So this is where we have to tap into like higher dimensional wisdom and remember that there's something greater pulling us forward. Our past does not define us. It was an experience. And since this is a full moon, it's releasing those attachments to the past identities, old versions of you. Aries is very much about this new identity. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's how you present to the world. It's embracing your individuality. What makes you unique? You are unique. Your soul journey is unique. Your experiences this lifetime are unique. And this is about fully embodying that. Now, the other key aspect here is Chiron. Chiron is shaped like a key. This is also a very important part in your birth chart. It's really playing a role this full moon as well. It's at 21 degrees. Chiron can represent a place in our life where we have trauma from early on experiences or even past lifetimes. Yet it is the key to our greatest growth and healing. I always share with my clients, like it's even shaped like a key. When we master our Chiron, we really set ourselves free and we are actually able to master traits that we once felt really overwhelmed by. So Chiron has been traveling through Aries since 2018. So you can even reflect back. What has that journey been for you beginning in 2018? What have you been healing when it comes to your self-image, your way of seeing yourself, your confidence and ability to create change in your life? Do you tend to stay stuck in indecision? Do you notice there's a repeat of patterns in your life? This is really an opportunity to say, I'm going to tap into my inner power and my ability to create change. So something you can reflect on there. And we're going to continue to have Chiron in Aries throughout next year as well. So we're still working with this energy around building up our self-confidence and our belief to create change. Now, a key aspect here with this full moon is the square to Mars. Mars is the ruler of Aries, so Mars rules over this full moon. If you know where Mars is in your birth chart, this says a lot about your style of creation and manifesting, how you use your life force energy. Right now, we have Mars in Cancer, which is very much about trusting our instincts, trusting our intuition, being aware of the emotions we are feeling, but not allowing those emotions to overpower us. Emotions are simply energy. And the square aspect here could bring up feelings of tension and feelings of frustration. And this is where we really have the opportunity to look at how we deal with those emotions, how we move through those emotions, how they are expressed. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of energy we can be feeling, and we want to express it in ways that are beneficial. ways that are beneficial for us, that actually move us forward, because there can be a lot of creative energy here. If you look at what makes me unique? What is the story that I'm here to share? What does it feel like when I am tapped into my inner power and I'm not giving it away to outside circumstances? This is where you can actually create a lot of expansion and growth here through reclaiming that personal power and really being reflective around how you move through energies of frustration or overwhelm, or maybe not yet being where you want to be. But remember, this life is always a journey. And the way our mind works is it tends to see what we haven't yet accomplished or what we want to do next instead of what we already have created. So, again, going back to this energy of celebration, what can you truly celebrate in this full moon energy? How far you have come as we continue to close up this 18-month cycle. Really, I feel the closing of it was with the lunar eclipse that we had. And now this is like the new beginning of really, I don't think the universe tests us, but it's this opportunity to look at, what do I now do next? Am I going to respond in ways I have in the past? Or am I going to respond from a really empowered place with the resources and knowledge I have today in order to move forward? The other thing I want to look at here that is a really beautiful aspect is the sextile to Jupiter. So Jupiter is currently retrograde through Gemini. A sextile in astrology is a positive flow of energy. So this really represents expansion, resourcefulness. I think Jupiter in Gemini here is an opportunity to really look at the tools you have to support you. Sometimes, if we're feeling like overwhelmed or frustrated, it helps to know we have resources, we have tools, we don't have to stay stuck in that space. So, this is a very optimistic energy that is a part of the full moon here. When you look at the support you have, this could also be with friendships and community, and the reminder that you're not meant to do it all alone. Like, reach out for that help and support. Be that help and support for other people. The other aspect that is jumping out at me here is Venus in the final degrees of Scorpio, sextiling Pluto in the final degrees of Capricorn. So this energy here is exact. They are both at 29 degrees. And the reason this is so significant is Pluto is getting ready to wrap up its time in Capricorn and move into Aquarius for a new 19-year cycle. This is new energy. I know you've heard me talk about this, other astrologers. It's big. This energy is really about power to the people, people rising up to create change, people using their voice to create a new way of living on this planet, no longer being passive, really questioning things. And this energy here, the sextile, is significant because it is bringing closure to a certain cycle as well when it comes to what you value. This could also signify big changes that have been unfolding for you in your relationships, the people you have in your life. In Scorpio, this could also relate to your inner transformational journey that you have been on. And again, a big theme I'm hearing that I'm seeing in the chart, finding that source of inner power, connecting with your inner alchemist, that ability to create change. And even when there's challenges and obstacles, how you alchemize that. So it supports your growth and expansion as well. So it all moves you further into the energy of love instead of building up the walls or feeling the sense of defeat. So I think that energy is very significant as well. We also see a square happening with the moon and Pluto. So this again speaks to that inner transformation and that inner source of power to create change that you can really tap into with this full moon. So those are the main energies here. I would love to hear from you below. How are you experiencing this full moon? What are you releasing and letting go of? And what are you celebrating? What can you really be proud of for how far you've come on your journey? I also want to share with you that I have an upcoming trip to New York City where I'm going to be helping you create a cosmically aligned business plan for 2025. So you'll be working with your unique energetic blueprint through astrology and the Akashic records, as well as the main cosmic themes coming up next year to tap into new money milestones in your business, amplify your impact, successfully launch your unique offers and programs. So if you are interested in that, I'll attach the link below where you can join the waitlist for all of the details. And I'll also share some other really helpful links in the comments. Sending you all so much love. Enjoy this Aries full moon, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.